you guys hung your heads early in the fourth quarter as Milwaukee was kind of making a run there. What can you do, if anything, to prevent that moving forward?
Just not worry about mistakes. I feel like tonight we worried about too many mistakes, and we just pretty much didn't like move on. Like once they scored, you could tell like it took forever taking the ball out. Like we took forever getting into our stuff. Like if they score, they score. Like let's hit the baseline. Let's go. Let's get back down the court and let's play on offense and let's not try to hang our head because at the end of the day, it's a game about runs and teams are going to score. We're not going to just hold them to 0 points. So when it's like that, we just got to pretty much just move on to the next play.
How do you come away from this loss, Collin? You were leading at halftime. You hung with the Bucks. There were, 19 lead changes, 16 ties, a back and forth game with one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. So how do you leave this one?
Well, just pretty much just continue to build. We're gonna watch film tomorrow morning and just see what mistakes we had. I don't know the exact number, but I think they killed us on offensive rebounds. We gave up too many offensive rebounds, and it was like that against a Bucks team that's really good and a playoff team. They're gonna take advantage of the offensive rebounds, whether it's a three or a foul or a 2-pointer conversion. So we just pretty much just gotta make sure we're boxing out our man and just pretty much looking. If we just put a body on, then we can get the rebound so we can go on the other end.
Kelsey of The Athletic. Collin, we've talked the past couple of days about, the 3-point shooting and tonight that improved, but also not only did you guys take the threes, but how did that help the ball movement and you guys being able to just find the open guys for the shot?
It helped the ball movement pretty much. I feel like it helped a whole lot, but at the same time, we just can't just depend extremely on the three. Like we have a lane, take the lane. Like let's not just, oh yeah, I got this three, I gotta shoot it. Like we got a lane and we gotta pretty much take those and just play our game. We can't just think about the three ball. Like I know we want to get up more threes, but let's not take away from the game that we normally do. And that's drive, get to the hole, and just create for others.
So then, when you take the Clippers game on Wednesday, and then you take this game, and kind of just moving forward, how do you find that balance to make sure you guys are running the offense the way you want, and you do have that balance of taking the threes, but also playing your game and taking those twos and driving to the basket when you have those opportunities?
Just pretty much just build. Like tonight we just, like I would say, we shot a lot of threes. We definitely made way more than the other night. So when it's like that, we just gotta just find a balance. And when it's finding the balance, you gotta make sure you're taking the right threes, making sure that it's the time to score that you're taking it as well. And then also just playing to your strengths. If you're a driver, then drive. If you're a 3-point shooter, make sure you catch in and knock them down. So just play to your strengths, and either way, it'll help the team at the end of the day. Because if you drive, then someone rotates, then it might be another three. So just pretty much just a balance and just play to your strengths.
And we've talked, all season how this is, a progressing season for you guys. You guys are learning as this goes. When you have these games, where you go, it's really close at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. How do you keep that energy up? And I know obviously this is a championship contending team, but how do you keep that energy up so you guys can make that push, in fourth quarters in the future?
We just got to lock in. We got to lock in mentally, and we got to lock into the game plan. We can't just have laxes when we're tired or when we're fatigued. We got to make sure, like, if we're going to switch, we're going to switch. If we're going on a show, we got to make sure we show, like, at the end of the day, if you are in between and you're indecisive, then they're gonna break you down every time. And if we're gonna go like on a pick and roll or post ups, we gotta make sure we go like we gotta stay. For instance, what we did the first 3 quarters into that last quarter. When you're tired, that's when you mentally have to make sure you're locked in.
Thanks, Collin.
Chris.
Hey, Collin, is there something about Milwaukee's defense that invites more 3-pointers?
Just pretty much how they're closer to the nail, how much the Lopez is back as well, and then also just how much they help each other. Like, if you drive, they're going to help, and then the kickouts are open, but we just got to make sure we're knocking them down. We got to make sure we're shooting the right ones.
And then I know you're so close to Isaac Okoro. I'm curious what kinds of conversations you've had with him about how to go through the natural growing pains that a rookie goes through in the NBA?
I just tell him like we here for him. I talk to Isaac every day, laugh, joke, and just pretty much just let him know like, listen, at the end of the day, I went through it. You're going through it now, and it's gonna be good days, it's gonna be bad days, but as long as you try to stay consistent and make sure you're just locked in on what you're supposed to be doing, you'll be fine. I try to tell him that we don't care if he makes mistakes at the end of the day. Like everyone is gonna make mistakes. Just go out there and play. If you make a couple mistakes and then go get like 4 or 5 turnovers for them on the other end, get some steals and run out, those mistakes will cancel out. Like at the end of the day, we tell them just play your game and we're here for them.
As somebody who talks to him every day, like you said, how do you feel like he's handling his rookie year?
I feel like he's handling pretty well. I think he's doing well. I think he's learning each and every day. And it's a process. We're 23 games in. Once you really start realizing the game slows down, maybe like a game 50. And that's when you start realizing like, all right, I can do this. Even for me, like it was all fast. I didn't know where my shots was coming out at first, but then it started slowing down. And it'll definitely slow down for him once he gets game reps underneath him.
And my last one is, as somebody who knows him so well, right? Like these kinds of matchups against Chris Middleton and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, like these things can break a young player at times. But he seems to want those kinds of challenges and he relishes those kinds of challenges. Yeah. So what is it about him, do you think, that makes it not too much too soon with everything that the Cavs are throwing at him?
He's tough. He knows what he has to do. He knows what we need him to do for the team, and he's willing to go guard the best man on each and every team. Like he knows that's his thing. He locks up. He knows that, and ever since I know him, whatever coach needs him to do, he's gonna do it, and that's just the person he is. He's gonna go to war each and every night and give it 110%. And he's from Atlanta, so he's gonna play hard regardless.
Thanks, Collin.
You're welcome.
Speaking of Atlanta, we're going to end with Angel Gray. Go ahead, Angel.
It's only right. Collin, my question is, over the first quarter of the season, you guys have showed how you can be competitive. So is there any lesson or what are you learning about what goes into being a great team?
What goes into being a great team is consistency. You got to do it for a full 48 minutes. You can't just do it for a quarter and a half. You got to make sure you're locked in the entire game. And you can tell the good teams from the great teams because they're mentally locked in on the game plan at hand. They're locked in what they're supposed to do in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. So each and every play, they know it. Boom. If we're going to switch, we're going to switch. If we're going to make sure we front the post, we're going to front the post. And you can tell, like, the good teams from the great teams, they make sure they don't. They make sure that those type of things, like not switching or re-switching, those not happen. So you can definitely tell the difference. And we want to go from a good team to a great team. We're going to have to buckle down and pretty much just lock into the game plan that Coach JB wants.